Hello everyone, it is Sunny Smith. I'm the owner of Prettyfacemeanhustle. I wanted to come to you guys and just talk a little bit today about the transition that you will have from going from a full-time employee to a full-time business owner. So there is a lot of differences, and I want to make sure that we discuss everything that you should expect when you are in your transitions phase so that you can be prepared and you can be ready, girl, because you are thebomb.com. So just a little bit about me. I have owned my own business since 2014 as a graphic designer. I've helped over 100 businesses start their business from nothing to having a full-blown brand and operating business. So over the years, I have been working as a banker and running my business full-time. So I've been a banker, I've been a service manager, and a branch manager over the past 5.5 years. Same time that my business has been open. And most recently, I decided to go ahead and go full-fledged 100% into my business. So I'm a full-time entrepreneur now. There are so many things that you would think will happen during your transition, but you really need to be prepared to comfortably transition into being a full-time entrepreneur. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to prepare yourself financially to not have that income that's usually coming in through your job. With your business, if you don't sell anything, you don't have any customers, you don't make any money. Before, as an employee, if you had a day where maybe you didn't sell anything, depending on your industry, if you didn't get anything done, if you were on the clock, that business or that company still has an obligation to pay you. Whereas if you are a full-time entrepreneur, you don't have any customers, nothing happened today, no sales came in, no prospect customers, did you engage with, you didn't make any money for that day. So as my recommendation, going into owning your own business, you want to be financially prepared with a backup, because with any business, no matter if you have had your business going for years prior, there's going to be a little bit of a difference when you make that transition, and you want to make sure you're prepared for that curve, that learning curve that you're going to have. So start to save now. I will be doing a training on how I saved 6 months worth of my pay before going into full-time entrepreneurship. So look out for that. But you want to definitely start to have a budget now, put money to the side, save up, so that for those times when your business isn't booming, like it's going to be, oh yeah, I'm just going to speak that on y'all already in advance, it's going to be booming. But for the times that it's not, you want to have a backup plan. So go ahead and start saving now. Also, you want to keep in mind that you do not have a manager any longer. You are an owner. You are the only manager. There's no one over you that's going to be telling you what deadlines there are, what your goals are for the day, what targets you need to be hitting. There's no one that's going to train you, none of that. You are the only one that's in control. Regardless of if you have a partner or not, there's no one that's above you telling you what to do. So you want to go ahead and start to come up with a strategy for each day, things that you are going to set as your goal. So, regardless of if you're a morning person or afternoon or you're a night owl, you want to have some things lined up that every day you want to get those things accomplished to get you on the right path. Also, you can depending on how you want to structure your goals, you might do a weekly goal or a monthly goal. One thing that I do, even though I am the only owner of my business, is I have monthly meetings. So I'm lucky enough to have a boyfriend who also runs his business as a full-time entrepreneur. So we partner up each month. We sit down, we talk about what our goals are, how we're going to get there, and we critique one another. We, give kudos where kudos are due, but we also are there to help with those strategies and make sure that it actually sounds like it's going to work. And then throughout the month, he's there to hold me accountable. I'm there to hold him accountable. So if you are the only person within your business, that's okay. You can still find maybe a business bestie through social media, someone that you know who runs a business, or just someone who's good with accountability, and speak to them every month about what your goals are, how you're going to attain them, and break it down to attainable goals through daily activities, weekly activities, and monthly activities that you are going to do. So the next thing is training. Before, when you were an employee, your company or your employer would find different training programs for you to go through. They would pay for it. They would schedule you separate time to go through that, regardless of if that's when you're just starting a job or throughout your longevity with them. I'm sure you had different training programs that you had to go through. Now that you are a full-time entrepreneur, there is no one out there that is going to tell you exactly what you need to do, how much it's going to cost, or when you need to take it. Sorry sis, sorry bro, but now it's up to you. So my recommendation is that you find someone on Instagram or YouTube that you're highly engaged with, that you can relate to, that you can learn from. Make sure that every day you are finding more information and reading up on things. You can also, find some books at the bookstore, go to a Goodwill bookstore, whatever you need to do. Find information that you can continue to feed yourself so that you can continue to grow and learn more as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and in your industry. So keep that in mind. You are not just sticking to whatever you know. That's not what we're doing. We want to grow. We want to learn more. Find something that you can feed yourself daily, every day, whether that's just reading a few pages of a book every day, if that is, tuning into a YouTube series every day or a live video on Instagram every day. I love going on King Ashley Ann's page and listening to whatever she is teaching on her live videos. Every day you can find me on her page. And so you want to find someone that you can relate to and engage with. I also just got my book in the mail from one of my other favorites, Ming Lee. So I will be reading this book, which is Best Marketer Wins by Ming Lee. I want to keep feeding myself. So make sure that you are finding people that you can engage with and that you relate to, that you are, really liking their content, and find things that you can learn every day. Once that is over, once I finish this book, I'm going to find another one. Once I'm done with, reading up on things that Ashley Ann is teaching, I'm going to find something else. Like, keep it going. It never stops. Last but not least, budgeting and expenses. So, as an employee, you may drive all over the United States. You may, fly here, fly there, and your company will write it off on their own. They might reimburse you for mileage, whatever the case is, lunches, whatever it is that is an expense for your business, training materials, uniforms, whatever the case is. There's no one that's going to do it for you now. Those are all things that you're responsible for. You're also responsible for keeping track of the receipts. And you want to make sure that it does relate back to your business. When you are making money in your business, it's up to you now to divvy out those funds. 100% of the funds that you're making in your business did not go to you. So even though you feel like, you are running this business, so you made $1,000 yesterday. Now you feel like, woohoo, I can go buy something nice and I got $1,000. No, you don't. You want to make sure that you are divvying out your funds and deciding ahead of time how you are going to divide that money out. So what percentage of your income is going to go back into marketing? What percentage do you have to put back into buying more materials for your business? Because if you spend that full $1,000 and now we need to buy more products, we're starting from zero all over again. So how much of this money needs to go back into buying more material? And then you can decide how much you're going to pay yourself out of your income. Also decide how often you're going to pay yourself. Are you going to stop, every day and send yourself some money from your business account, which you need? Add that in there. We need a separate business account from our personal money. But are you going to stop every day, or are you going to, go in weekly and decide how much you made and how much you're going to send yourself? Monthly, quarterly. Some people are annual. If lawyers and things like that, they may not pay themselves until the money from last year is cleared. So, you want to make sure you decide with those things as well and have a game plan going into it. You don't just want to decide on the fly or as you're going along. No, you need to know ahead of time why you're going into that transition, what you're going to be doing, how you're going to hold yourself accountable, those types of things. So it's just some things to think about. This is definitely a new journey for me, so I'm super excited to be experiencing this and be able to bring you all along with me. I have been a full-time entrepreneur for 3 weeks now, and as I'm going along, as I'm learning things, I'm going to be recording and keep you guys along with me, so you'll be learning too. It's definitely fulfilling to be able to comfortably transition into being a full-time entrepreneur. And God definitely pushed me in this direction. I never thought that I would have left my job as a branch manager of a nationwide bank at the age of 28. I was a branch manager for 3 years. I made really good money for my age, especially, and it was very comfortable for me, and I feel like that's probably why God pushed me the way that He did, because I probably wasn't going to leave anytime soon if it wasn't for the discomfort that I felt in my branch. I loved my job when I first started. I couldn't imagine leaving. The benefits, the vacation time, the customers, team members, and then slowly but surely things started flipping at the blink of an eye right before my eyes. The betrayal, the backstabbers. And I was really just like, I was so shocked that it was evident that there was something else I was supposed to be doing, and that God was really pushing me, like, okay, if you're not going to go on your own, I'm going to turn up the heat on you. Like, you can't stay here any longer. So I definitely made that transition with my faith in God, and also with a plan and a strategy on how I was going to move along this learning curve, because it's not something that you just quit and now you're making $1 million tomorrow. It takes time. And also there's a lot of people on Instagram, there's a lot of people on Facebook, or just business coaches in general, that will tell you their story, and you feel like that's the way that you might want to do it. A lot of people jump straight off the porch and they go straight into entrepreneurship, and they don't have any money saved. They don't have a plan. They don't know what they're going to do. And that might ignite that hustle in you to go ahead and get out there and make that money. But I like to be comfortable. I like to have a strategy to what I'm going to do. So I'm going to tell you to save your money first. I'm going to tell you to wait until you just cannot bear anymore before you quit. I'm going to tell you to, have a backup plan to your backup plan, because, you never want to be out here and think that something's going to go one way because what you see on social media, what you see from others in this glamorous life, and it doesn't go that way for you. And now you've quit your job, and, I don't have any children, so that's something that is kind of beneficial for me. If something goes wrong, I'm on my own. I don't have to worry about anyone else. If you do, that's even more for you to think about. So as a coach, I wouldn't tell someone to jump out there if I didn't do it. I'm telling y'all, I didn't do it. I did leave my job, and I did depend on my faith in God to say, okay, well, I'm sure we're going to make this work one way or another. I did have a business that has been running since 2014. I've already had clients that were established. But in any business, there's a popular season and there's a season that's not as popular. There's times when your business is booming, and there's times where you're not making any sales compared to where you were 2 months ago. So those are things that you want to prepare for and think about. Stick around. Subscribe to my channel. You will definitely see more and hear more about this transition, how it's going for me, and everything that I learned, I will be sharing with you guys. Follow me on Instagram at prettyfacemeanhustle.com. Follow me on Instagram at prettyfacemeanhustle. You can visit my website at prettyfacemeanhustle.com, and also you can email me at prettyfacemeanhustle@yahoo.com if you have any questions. So let me know if there's anything that you guys are experiencing or that you have questions about. Like I said, I will be doing a series on how I saved 6 months worth of pay before I quit my job, so look out for that. But I am excited, and I hope that you are too. Subscribe.